Hey guys, welcome back to Ironing Out the Kinks podcast with Luke
and Chelsea.
Episode 30, happily married couple, talking about all things kinky, sexy, and just general relationship advice as well. It's kind of gone that way. It's the way we wanted it to go, really. But we still talk about the dirty stuff, don't worry.
Talking about the dirty stuff.
Oh, no foreplay.
No foreplay. I want to talk about squirting.
Okay, I'm about that life. Talk to me.
So I've recently seen a few comments on some of our videos to do with squirting.
Yes.
And it's your good old Karen saying it's just piss. Don't know why men like it. Yada yada.
Well, you can piss on me as well. I enjoy that.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I thought I'd do a little deep dive. All right.
Okay.
So some say it's just pee. Others swear it's something totally different. So I've done a little Google scientific deep dive and I'm going to give it to you really, really badly.
That's not how you word that.
Well, I'm not going to be like super scientific about it, but I've got facts.
Okay, you're going to give us the science in a bad way.
What did I say?
I'm going to give it to you badly. Juicy.
I see what you're saying. All right. So what I have found out, when you get turned on, when a female gets turned on, obviously your heart rate increases, your skin might get flushed, and your kidneys also respond to arousal, which is interesting. You're staring at me so blankly. What's on my face?
I'm waiting for you to get to the point.
So where your kidneys start working over time, it doesn't have enough time to process the liquids in your body to turn it into actual urine.
Okay.
So it's just basically sucking your body for liquids, filling up the bladder, but it's not processing it as urine. So when a woman squirts and they say, well, it's mixed with some pee, well, it's going to be because it's coming from the bladder, but it's not actual full urine that your body's processing for you to be able to squirt.
What happens if you've got a full bladder?
Well, then, this is what I was going to get to. If you haven't peed before sex, some people don't, you're likely going to get a full bladder mixed in with this diluted kidney water. But if you have, peed before sex and you don't have a full bladder, it's majority of it is just this diluted water. There will be some urine in there, which is why a lot of people say it's just pee. But that's kind of the science behind it.
So what is the fluid then? Is it just literally?
It's just the fluid is what your kidneys would process into urine if it was to have the proper time frame, but it's not, because it's working overtime because you are aroused. So it's just flushing through liquid really, really quickly through the kidneys into the bladder.
So if I'm stuck on a desert island, dying from dehydration,
yeah,
and a hydrated group of people turn up, and I'm like, look, give me the nearest woman to make a squirt in my mouth for the best possible liquids that I need. Is that doable?
That's so clever. I would, yeah. Why wouldn't it be? It's just the water that their kidneys would usually process. It's just coming through really, really quickly, so not being turned into urine.
Okay. So if any of you ever get stuck on a desert island and then you end up with a group of people that are hydrated, ask a woman to squirt in your mouth. And yeah, that'll be normal.
Survival tips with Chelsea and Luke.
Yeah. Sexy survival.
So there is part truth to the people saying it's just pee, but
you kind of had a bee in your bonnet about that, didn't you? You wanted to get that out.
Yeah, because it annoys me when I see all these people who are so against sex and people enjoying themselves anyway with squirting to then, stamp down on people even more to be like, it's urine. It's disgusting.
But that's what people do. People are just fucking idiots, because as soon as they see somebody enjoying something, they want to try and extinguish it. Because what happens is, and this is nothing to do with sex, so if you don't like this, fast forward, but people are down here, people are at a lower level, and they see you at a higher level of happiness, and instead of thinking, oh, I should maybe rise myself up and find what makes me happy and reach you, they think, no, I'll pull you down to my level, and that justifies my happiness being this low. It makes them feel validated in their being a fucking drain.
Yeah, I mean, we recently had a video go viral where we was telling somebody's story about a female squirting in their mouth, but it was not.
It was bloody.
Squirt. It was a bloody mixture. And obviously, we get the same comments all the time on our videos of people saying, "Why did Facebook allow this? Get these creatures off our screen." But there was just so many women on there talking about it's not squirt, she didn't squirt, she pissed in your face. And I was just, for whatever reason, it annoyed me. And I was like, do you know what? I'm going to go find out exactly what this is. So all the Karens that listen to our podcast.
I don't think they listen to us,
they
to be
don't.
honest. I think all the people that are listening are the cool people who are like, yeah, no, I commented saying it was really funny and I enjoyed it.
I just thought it would be good to know though, because I didn't actually know that myself.
It's definitely good information if you're going to talk about squirting to people, especially I reckon it's probably helpful for women who feel nervous about squirting.
Yeah.
And are like, oh, I don't want to do that, but my partner really wants me to, and I don't want to because I don't want to piss on them.
Well, that's exactly it. And I have a similar experience to that. So when you and I first started talking the second time round, I had discovered that I could squirt through self-pleasure, and I'd never done it with a person before. So when me and you started getting talking again, you know, the whole nervous, like, oh no, I'm a lady, I don't do that stuff. I was nervous about, I wanted to do it with you because I think it's sexy, but I was also nervous about the fact that what if it is pee? Because I didn't know at the time. And I always remember squirting and then immediately like bringing the towel to my face, being like, is it pee? Is it pee? And I couldn't smell any pee. I was like, well, it's not pee. And like, even me, I was sexually adventurous and open to ideas then. I still didn't actually know what my squirt was. So I found this really interesting, and others might too.
No, I think that's good. I think that's good. I've got a kink I want to talk about. It's only a quick one.
Okay.
So there's something I've discovered, and like, because we talked about this.
I love that you're discovering kinks weekly.
Constantly
I love
discovering
it.
It's amazing.
All that research.
It's hard to pour hours over the computer playing games for the weird stuff that I see. No, but there's a thing, and it's not strange at all when you actually base it out. I have shown you this.
Okay.
And it's basically women being put onto bars. So imagine like a hydraulic dildo being brought up underneath them,
Right.
and then it's inserted in them and raised to a level where they can't step off it.
Mm.
And then they're almost like a doll, but they're held there by like a dildo or like a metal ball or something at the top of the pole inside them. And there's like a big attraction. I think there's like, from the female point of view, it's like, I'm like a show doll, you know, I'm being like looked at and observed like I'm a doll.
Yeah.
And from the male point of view, it's like I'm objectifying, you know, consensually objectifying a woman.
So is it essentially like the BDSM videos you see where a woman gets kind of like tied up to a metal frame or a wooden frame and she's just fucked with a machine?
So there's no restraint other than this thing. So imagine like there's a bollard with a dildo on it.
Yeah.
And you sit on that. And then I raise the bollard up to the point where you're like flat footed.
Right.
And then you can't tippy toe off
so
it.
You can't get off it. Oh,
Yeah.
Interesting.
And yeah, I just found that as we do with this, where we sort of deep dive at the sort of the mindset behind that, I found that really, really interesting. Mm-hmm. And the amount of videos and things that I looked at in the research, and the amount of females like, I want this so bad. I wish I was her. I mean, you never know if it's males or females, but
right.
There's a lot of people like, oh, I'm craving this. I would love to be like, I'd love that inside me right now.
Yeah, it's interesting that there's no restrictions other than what's inside them. I've not seen that before.
I think that's the thing. I think it's like you're trapped by your pussy.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that's almost the turn on. It's a really like probably an overcomplex thing that I'm massively simplifying. But yeah, I just thought I'd bring that up and be like, I think that's really an interesting one.
Yeah,
and cool. And it's cool to observe. If you want to see it,
what are we typing in for it?
Get on Reddit and look up 1 bar prison.
Nice.
Yeah, it's interesting. I at first saw it and I was like, I don't get it. Because I just thought it was women pretending on poles, and then I saw what it was and I was like, oh shit, that's quite cool.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're like brats and they're like fighting, quote unquote, and like being made to orgasm, and sometimes they're just made to like be in windows, so like top covered but underneath naked, but you can't see underneath the window, obviously. So they're just in a window, and that's like that exhibitionism.
Yeah, weary bit.
Yeah. So yeah, I just think I thought it's fucking cool, and I was like, you know what? I'll bring it up.
I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you for
doing the job that we do here.
Yeah, why not?
What you wanted.
My brain's really not working today. Sorry, guys.
Okay, right. So shall we delve into the further points?
Yeah.
My brain's not working either.
So before we move to Naughty Corner, we've actually had a submission from somebody with a fantasy. It's a quick one, so I thought I'd slot it in here.
Don't we do fantasies later?
Well, they're a little bit all over the shop. This episode's going to be a bit all over the shop, so...
Love it, okay. Hey, keep us guessing, all right? This is free media for them. They don't pay for this yet. You never pay for this, don't worry. I'll keep it free until I die. Do what you want.
All right, so fantasy I've done. I've wanted to have a gangbang for a while. I was so encouraged by your philosophy of give it a go. I arranged to meet a group of men on Sunday afternoon for a group fuck and had a wonderful time. Big thanks, guys.
That is amazing.
I know. I read this and I was like air punching.
Hell,
brilliant.
Yeah.
Give it a go. Give it a go, guys.
Everyone's happy. Everyone's safe. Everyone's having a good time. Why the fuck wouldn't you? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Why what's...
I love that for this person.
And I love...
And thanks so much for letting us know, because you don't understand how happy that makes us.
Genuinely. That's what I was about to say. Like, how nice is it that somebody can take that like confidence and do the things that they want to do because of what we're saying? I think that's we think it's crazy when people listen to us.
I know that people take some form of really
guidance and move their life in a positive way. That's fucking incredible.
That's so cool. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that. What a fucking Sunday afternoon as well.
That's crazy on a Sunday afternoon.
Not going
as
around
well.
your nan's for a roast. I'm getting gangbanged.
I'm getting absolutely fucking drilled.
Got to go to work tomorrow at 9.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be sore. No, congrats. That's amazing. Thank you so much for letting us know. Right,
so Naughty Corner now.
Okay.
Hey guys, love your show. So refreshing to hear a couple with great communication, straight up views, and can't wait for a Friday to listen to your show. Love that.
Happy Friday.
Here we go. I am a man, 43 years old. I have been with my fiance, female, 35, for almost 4 years. She is the hottest piece of equipment I have ever handled.
Fucking hell. Okay.
Love that. We have an amazing sex life. We are communicative. We struggle with that word. Communicative.
Yeah, nice. You nailed it on the second time.
Explorative and go like rabbits. We enjoy a third girl joining us. She is bi and I'm a normal, horny guy, so who wouldn't enjoy it? I've always been highly sexed and we both enjoy sending messages all day long, then ripping off our clothes when we get home. I'm living the dream. However, I do like to masturbate. Always have, always will. I do it at home, with or without her, at work, in the toilets.
Wow, okay.
And sometimes when I'm out and about with work. I have been known to drive down a quiet lane just to whack one out when the urge takes me. She knows this. The question is, do I have a problem? Should I consider even easing off bashing the bishop? It doesn't affect my bedroom performance. I could have 3 wanks a day and still go home for a night of passion. It's not always porn either. I have a very good memory of experiences we have shared and my thoughts generally centre around her.
Is that it?
That's it.
So, people are going to listen to this, and I think specifically women are going to listen to this and be like, that guy's got a problem.
Right.
He has not got a problem. He masturbates regularly. That is a healthy thing to do. If you, like we said last week, if you don't use it, you lose it. And that is proven with male testosterone. The more you orgasm, the higher the testosterone is.
What age is it that male testosterone starts to dip from?
Oh God, it's 34, 35.
Okay, so he's 43 years old. So he's got that testosterone in him. Brilliant.
If you've got that stamina, all I'm going to say is be careful doing it in public. We enjoy public stuff, but be careful. Not going to be like that guy who's like, yeah, man, just whack it out. But no, I don't. I think as long as it's not an addiction, this is very, it's like not similar to us, but similar to us. Like I masturbate when you're not in the mood because it helps me relax.
Get them
absolutely.
Demons out.
Exactly. That's what I say. I'm like, get the demons out, baby, and it helps me relax and just centers me. And also, I know it's gonna help with my sex drive. It's gonna keep me more. My free testosterone more stimulated. Yeah. And if somebody's listening and goes, actually, that's been fuck off. All right. That's what my brain tells me. That's what I've read and that's what I'm going with. But yeah, no, I don't think you got a problem at all. It sounds like
this all sounds really healthy to me. Yeah. My input, obviously I don't have a dick. I don't masturbate like a man, but So touching on a submission from last week's episode, I believe it was, about the lad who believed he had a porn addiction.
Yes.
And then touching on what is actually going to be coming in next week's episode, we're actually going to be talking about kind of porn addictions as well, just going into more of a little deep dive. I've done a lot of research on this in the last few weeks, and from all the research out there is it's only ever a problem, and you only ever need to rein it in when it's presenting as a problem. So the guy last week had death grip syndrome, which means that because he was wanking so much, it was giving him erectile dysfunction because, doing that so much. I don't understand the science behind that.
Well, it's probably because he's not stimulated without it.
So you've got so if that's not having an issue, which it sounds like it isn't an issue. And he's not using porn every time, so it's not a porn addiction. He just likes to wank. And if it's not having any other effect on your life, then it's not a problem.
I can promise you, saving it up will end up impacting when you get home. Because when you're like wanking, when you're like...
Well, you get like almost pent up. You get a bit more snappy, don't you, if you haven't wanked for a couple of days?
It sounds mental and people are going to think I'm weird and I don't really give a fuck. But it is like... It's like a need to release. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's like...
Well, just we touch on this all the time, but you look at a female's cycle, her testosterone will peak and fall within a 28-day cycle, and it will usually peak around day 17 for one day only, and then goes all the way back down. A man's, his testosterone peaks every 24 hours. So go figure, kind of, if you need to get that out of you every 24 hours, it's because your testosterone is spiking, and if you've got a good load in you, then even more so. Some people will need to wank more than other people, and you just seem like one of them guys who just got to get it out of you, and that's fine.
Yeah. And I've been in a friend's car. This is a long time ago. Been in a friend's car.
I don't know where this is going.
Female.
Right.
And I went to use the charger or like plug my charger in for my phone, and there was the cable in it, and I pulled the cable up, and there was a wand, like a little mini wand attached to it, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And she was like, "Oh yeah, sometimes when I'm in traffic, I just stick that on just to knock one out."
Love that.
I was like, "Okay." I didn't know that was normal. She's like, "Yeah, I like at least want to drive. Like work's 10 minutes away, and I'll knock it out on the way to work just because I'm like, well, I'm going in for a stressful day. I want to relax."
We're all different. Everyone's different. Every woman's different. Every man's different.
Yeah. No, I think keep it up, brother, and you're living the dream. And I've been there, and I know how that feels, and it's dream. We are one and the same. Love it.
I've actually just seen a part of this I didn't read out at the end.
Oh, fuck.
It's a little PS.
Okay.
PS, Chelsea, you are so hot. We both think so. Next time you guys are in Newcastle, FF action. I'm happy to have a beer with Luke and watch, as long as he doesn't mind friendly fire.
I'll take it. As long as like we can have the occasional eye contact and like smile at each other. The comfort of looking at each other, like going...
Little nod, like, yeah they're ours.
100%. I was actually thinking about that last night.
What?
You, some female on female action.
You're always thinking about that. You mention it at least every few days and ask me to set it up.
No. But with another couple, and then me and the other guy just sit and watch.
Interesting.
I watched a video last night.
All right,
you
that's
were
where that
asleep
came
because
from.
you haven't been very well.
Send us a DM.
Okay, got any more?
Yeah, so next one is, so me and my partner have been dating for over 5 years. Sex was unbelievable at the start, having it most days, and within the last few years it just died and gone from 5 times a week to once every 2 weeks. She claims she's broken and there is no reason to why we're not having sex, but she's happy to touch me throughout the day, wind me up, and when we get to the bedroom she'll roll over and say I'm tired. I'm not sure on where to go next, as I've tried everything I can possibly think of. Is there any advice you could give me? Absolutely love the pod. Keep it going.
As always, thank you so much for the kind words.
Mm-hmm.
I think, do you want to go first on this one? I went first on the last two.
You give me your advice.
I think it's natural. We've covered this before. Naturally, sex is going to die off from the early point of a relationship. It just is, unfortunately, and that's sad for some people, because some people, males specifically, because literally the reasons we just spoke about, have a higher sex drive.
Yeah.
So we tend to, whereas women, I think there's probably, I don't know, I'm going to delve into this and make some statements.
Okay, I'm here for it.
I think women probably have a need to fulfill desire for the man in order to feel like they are getting them into the, no, this sounds bad. It sounds like they're trying to trap them. It's not, but it's probably a psychological or maybe even a physical thing with hormones of like, get them in, get them really wanting to fuck you loads. Oh, now you're mine. Okay, my body can relax now and go back to my normal sex drive, which is not a lot. And this is very much.
I think obviously, let's go baseline with before these people have met. The guy is likely to have a higher sex drive than her. Obviously, sometimes women can, but it's the more likely one that the man is going to.
I feel like I just babbled a minute ago.
It's fine.
I'm sorry.
And baseline, hers isn't going to be as high as his. When you first meet someone and it's all exciting and new, you know, the honeymoon period, sex drives go up in both participants.
Yep.
Like you say. So yeah, for sure that once you get comfortable with each other, they are kind of going to fall back down. And hey, once every 2 weeks, all right, that's not amazing. It's not the worst. Some people can go months without having sex. So
yeah, that's not awful at all, really, when you think about it. When you think, what
5 years together, over 5 years.
5 years. The problem with this is, touching back on that point that you just made.
Okay.
It can die off, but what you also need to do is, and this is not really applicable to you for the reasons I'm about to go into, but for other couples, it's like we always say, communication. It's exploring. It's finding new avenues to channel that energy and keep that excitement.
Yeah.
Like the guy from Newcastle just said, you know, they're texting throughout the day. They're building that passion throughout the day. So then when he gets home, it's fucking on.
So he has like said on here that she's happy to touch him throughout the day.
That's the issue. The issue is it's the idea of like, oh, I do want you. Here's like, yeah. Nope, I don't. And I feel like
feels a bit rejection-y.
It feels a little bit, doesn't feel like something a good person would do to someone they love.
Let me ask a few questions here.
Well, they're not here, so they can't really answer.
Well, no, this is you know, for the guy who sent this in.
Okay.
I'm trying to look at this from the female perspective, obviously. My first question would be, and this might sound crazy to the guys, but you've been dating for 5 years. Has her confidence in the way she looks changed in them last 5 years? Does she have a lot less confidence now? You know, has her body changed? Does she feel different about herself? Because that can play a big role. And I know, you know, when I'm feeling very, very, very unconfident, I could still have them playful moments during the day. But if it was to get to the nighttime for sex, I don't feel it so much anymore. So ask yourself that question. And like Luke said, communicate. I'm sure you are communicating, and because she said, you know, she said she thinks she's broken, try and delve into it a little bit more.
Yeah, but sometimes people don't want to, and this is not, I'm not saying that this is the case. I'm just looking at it sort of devil's advocate, you know, if she's just not wanting to do that, if she's just like, no, I'm just broken. That's just that. I think that's.
So I think that, I don't know, this is resonating with me a little bit to the, she claims she's broken because I've done this previously in relationships. Being like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I must be broken.
But what was wrong with you?
I wasn't attracted to that person. I wasn't confident in myself.
But that's
why the communication needs to happen.
But the thing that gets me is the touching and the even the playfulness.
Yeah, I wasn't that.
No, because that's like it's an intimate form of flirting.
Yeah.
And it gives a connotation of what's going to come later. Like the time, if most people when they go to bed, that's when they have sex. Like that tends to be the time in general. That like flirting with we're going to do this, and then when it comes to it, no, we're not. And it might not be like that. It might not be vindictive, but for me, just from that, and there's two sides to every story completely. But that sounds like is, one, sounds very frustrating, and two, sounds very damaging.
Yeah.
Of that way of like, almost, I still like, it's like a power play.
I know what you're saying. It could be, but it also could be so innocent as well at the same time.
Potentially.
So I'd ask myself about, you know, how does she feel about herself? I'd also say a little bit about, take the actual physical sex off the table. Are you doing anything sexual with each other? Does she still like to be pleased? Does she enjoy toys? Does she, like, how is that part of sexual intimacy for you?
Yeah, not just right,
like
open your legs,
penetration. Like, is there any play there? Could she do with a little bit of a confidence boost in that area? You know, that could be a starting ground.
Yeah, I think this is going to just stem down to communication again.
Yeah.
I feel like we could just have an auto cue of communication, but it is that.
But there's a difference between talking about it and actually talking about it.
Yeah. And
having that uncomfortable conversation.
You both need to be willing to talk about it to a point of discomfort, like you said. It's completely that. You need to be sort of ready to hear things that maybe aren't comfortable and aren't good for the, you know, when something gets so far, you're like, you know what? Just tell me the truth.
That's it. You don't
Whatever
need to be,
it is, I don't care anymore.
You don't just need to be
me.
ready for it. You need to be open to it.
Yeah.
You need to almost pry them uncomfortable truths out of her, because they will be hard to say if there are any. And I think making it safe for her, like, that's what I mean.
Yeah, being very, like, in a very supportive manner. And it doesn't have to be like, right, sit down, we need to have this conversation. Like, look, this is where I'm at. This is how I'm feeling. I know you say you're broken. When you're ready to talk about it, but we need to talk about it at some point. Mm-hmm. But when you're ready, I want to talk about it. So take your time to
gather your thoughts.
Yeah, get that
figure
together.
Out exactly
however
what's
it's going to be.
on.
Yeah, and please communicate it to me, because at the minute this is causing me issue. And if you love that person, you're like, I'm not just gonna like remove myself from this relationship because this little bit's not working. That's not how relationships work. Otherwise, none of us would be in relationships for very long. As soon as there's an obstacle or hurdle, we'd all fuck off, which would just be an awful world.
Yeah.
So overcoming those things, or finding out, at least understanding what those obstacles are, so that you can better your relationship. Happy?
I'm happy with that. I hope that helps.
Let us know.
Let us know if you want to go into a little bit more detail with us, or you want us just like
mediate.
We're like, we can email you back if you don't want it on the pod. But yeah, just let us know how you get on with that, because it's
a challenging one.
It's tricky ground, but if it's not, you know, complete sinister reasons behind it, there's a way of coming back from it for sure.
Yeah, £50 an hour for mediation. No, but yeah, do let us know, and good luck.
All right. That's the end of Naughty Corner.
Ooh.
I did want to touch on something before we start moving into other things.
You've touched on a few things, but not me yet.
Come here.
Oh my God.
All right. So last week we put up a reel about, it was a story that we'd had from a previous submission. A guy was doing a girl behind doggy.
Oh, and I know what you're going to say. And you're fuming about this as well. This is an Aggie episode for you. Are
Sorry,
you okay?
Guys. She farted and he saw her little butthole open. Right? So I decided to do a little poll on this and ask people, would you be calling her would you be calling her back, or would you just be ghosting her? And I was fucking surprised by the response we had. So given her, love this, 69%
Lush.
said, yeah, they'd give her a call back.
For sure.
But a whole 31% of people said, no, they'd ghost her. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I have got being on bonnet today. But
you really have.
Everyone farts. And if she's accidentally slipped out a fart during sex, that's not a reason to never call her again.
So what you guys don't realise is yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I had a very, very, very busy day from very early to very late.
Right.
And I was having a small amount of decompression time. And Chelsea came into the room I was in chilling. I was playing a game. And she came in and was like, Luke, have you seen this poll? I was like, yeah, I think so, yeah. She's like, no, look, can you believe this? And, you know, men out there, you know what I'm saying, when you have to look at them dead in the eye and go, I know, it's awful. Honestly, how can, men are pigs. And then just look back to my screen and click a couple of things and then look back to her and be like, I know, honestly. And I'm just like, yep, Yep, look at them. Yep, then they don't look like good men. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I'm just so shocked that many people would say that would put, like, they would not want to call her back just because of that. Like, for one, this is what I was ranting to you about the other day in the room. But for one, like, a woman's vaginal passage and her anal passage are literally touching inside her. So when there's pressure on one, there's pressure on another. So if you're absolutely pounding her from behind doggy style, you're moving that anal tube.
Yeah. I don't know why. We talk about all sorts on this podcast. And for some reason, what you've just said made me really uncomfortable. I don't know, because I feel like you've taken something sexual and made it almost scientific.
Yeah,
and
because I'm trying to like do it so black and white. Like, how are people?
I want it sexual, not scientific.
How are people this dumb to know that every now and then something might not?
And it is also
have a little slip.
And I did agree with you. Like, especially in like doggy, if you're arching that back, you're basically squeezing the like
tube.
Yeah, the air. You know what I mean? The gas. You're squeezing it. So yeah, no, you're right. 31% of people who voted on that. Their opinion is their opinion. But in your opinion, it's wrong.
It's so wrong.
And that poor girl.
Poor girl.
If you know who you are, give us a call. Because I
want to apologise to you on behalf of the 31% of men that don't want to call you back.
Yeah, and we don't care if you fart on us.
Wow. No, I'm joking.
You had me then. I was like, oh, what? So yeah, guys, just be careful on those polls because it really does affect my life.
Yeah. Right, quiz on my face.
Oh shit, yeah, buddy. Yeah, right.
So this week Luke is asking me, and I have finally tallied up the scores.
Okay, hit me because I don't know. So
we're at 4 for Luke and 5 for me.
Oh, and it's your week. And I've given you multiple choices this week.
Oh, good.
Okay, right. Quiz on my face. Are you ready?
I am.
Are you going to write it down?
Very ready.
You're just going to look at me?
I'm so bloody ready.
Yeah? Do we need to waffle a little bit, put a little bit of a bridge in here?
Put a little bit of a flump in while I open my phone up. But yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, you're ready? Okay, good. Okay, so question 1. How many visits does OnlyFans get a month from the UK?
Oh, fucking hell.
And I'll give you 3 either side of the number. Not 3 digits, but like 3 in the amount that it is. You'll understand when I give
So is this like how many people?
How many site visits from the UK does it get?
Okay.
In a
month. My wild guess.
Okay. Happy?
Yes.
Okay. Question 2. What is the average earner of a novice, quote unquote, OnlyFans person?
Per month, per year?
Per month. I'll give you... No. This is bracketed as well, so you've just got to hit it.
All right, I've given it a go.
And you're also beating me, so I'm not going to be kind.
I'm not beating you. Okay,
what is, in the UK, the favourite sex position of men, as voted for in 2023? On a poll that didn't ask everybody in the world, but you know what I mean.
All right.
Happy?
Yes.
Question 4.
No. Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know where I'm at. Thanks. What city bought the most anal sex toys in the UK last year? Was it Bristol, Swansea, Lincoln, or Liverpool? Do you want those choices again?
Nope.
Okay. What is the name of someone who is most likely to cheat? Men. It's either Stephen, Andrew, Nathan, or Carlos.
Oh, I feel like that's a trick question.
Okay.
Okay, I am.
And then women.
Oh.
It's Carol.
It's a double pointer.
Megan, Jessica, or Chelsea.
Oh, fuck off. Right, I'm done.
Jump back to question 2 because you have got choices on this.
Okay.
I don't know why. I'm just being a fool today. I'm sorry. Okay, so what is the average earner of a novice OnlyFans earner? It's either between £50 and £110 a month, £200 to £225 a month, £720 to £790 a month, or £1,000 to £1,500 a month.
I'm so glad you did that because I would have got that so wrong.
Good. I'm sorry that I didn't read my questions properly.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so question 1. How many visits does OnlyFans get a month from the UK?
2.3 million.
Oh my God, you're terrible. 20 million.
You perverts.
Love it. Question 2. What is the average earner of a novice OnlyFans?
1,000 to 1,500.
Incorrect. It is £200 to £225 a month.
But why? There's so many perps on there.
It's 20 million.
Come on, guys, hand in your pocket.
It's probably only like 500,000 people just going on it a fuckload.
Yeah.
Question number 3. What is, in the UK, men's favourite sex position?
Doggy.
Yes.
Yay.
I mean, that was a bit of a given because I love doggy. Question 4. What city bought the most anal sex toys in the UK last year?
Now, there's a reason behind why I chose this,
Okay.
but I kind of wanted to go for something else. I've gone for Lincoln purely because there's 2 huge sex festivals in Lincoln every year.
Okay.
So that's kind of my...
What did you want to go for?
Liverpool.
Incorrect on both. It's Bristol.
Fuck. Oh.
Absolute fucking...
Dirty, Chris. Just for Bristol.
Crystals.
Crystal.
Okay. Good effort, Bristol. Big up. So, the name of somebody who's most likely to cheat in the men? Nathan, correct.
Yay.
Okay, and in women?
Jess.
How do you know? You got both of those correct.
Oh, I'm so good. That's 3 points.
That's piss take. And that was a mess. I'm so sorry for everyone trying to play at home. Sorry about that. Cool. Yeah. Right. What's next? Look at you with your little tally. I didn't even see that.
Yeah. We're doing it professional now.
It's a bit of paper with Sharpie on it.
Yeah, professional. Okie dokie.
Okie dokie. Chelsea, what on earth are you doing?
Wait 1 second.
No, we're in the middle of an episode. What are you doing?
Wait, I'm nearly done.
What?
Oh, that's better.
Oh my God. These toys from Pulse and Cocktails. Let's be honest. Sometimes the bedroom needs a little upgrade. Maybe it's time to swap meh for, oh my God. Pulse and Cocktails has everything from toys that'll make your toes curl to lingerie that'll have your partner speechless. And listen, I know what you're thinking, but what if the nosy neighbours see my parcel? No worries. They've got next day delivery in total discreet packaging. So even MI5 wouldn't know what's inside. Want to see the goods in person? They've got 16 stores across the UK. Head to pulseandcocktails.co.uk and use our code IOTK for 15% discount. And now Chelsea's finished relaxing. Back to the show.
Oops, wrong hole.
Okay, yeah. Cheer me up. I'm not sad, but just cheer me up.
Hi, Mum and Dad.
Who sent this?
I have no idea.
Hi, Mum and Dad.
That's what we just got called.
Is this hot?
I don't know.
'Cause that might turn me on in a minute. I don't know.
My boyfriend and I are long distance, and the first time we were in the same room together after months of just talking, it will forever live rent-free in my head.
Okay.
He planned a trip to see me. Butterflies were an absolute understatement. We were both nervous, excited, and horny as fuck. Let me preface by saying our sex game was strong. We talked every day about that day and all the things we were going to do to one another. When he arrived, he walked in the doorway, dropped the bag of groceries, aka sustenance for aftercare, down on the floor, and bam, it was electric. The door shut behind him and all bets were off. He's taller than me by a good foot or so. He was rough but gentle, picking me up, pressed me hard against a wall, making out so good he even had bite marks down his biceps. I was smitten. While my back was pressed against the wall, I had my legs wrapped around his waist. I remember him using the wall to support my body so he could get his arms under my thighs and lift me to his face. He went to town on me right there.
Oh my God.
Love this. This is hot.
Yeah, I'm turned on. Well done.
We found the bed, and never in my life had I ever cummed multiple times that hard and fast from tonguing. But oh Lord, help us. PSA to all the sex is only penetration hats out there. You fools are idiots and will forever be missing out. Okay, so back at it. I was in full states of ecstasy and cum drunk, and it was my turn to return the favour. Here's where the funny part happens.
Come drunk.
I love that.
I love that.
I have a decent head game and was truly obsessed over his package. It's beautiful and I will compliment it daily. I have already claimed it as my own. He's got an ownership/praise kink. I took my time and made sure to satisfy each and every inch of his cock and all things in that general area, if you know what I mean. While I could tell he was coming up to completion, I had my finger in his ass, teabagging his balls, stroking his very slobbery shaft. His moans were fucking mesmerising. Also, prior to this activity, he was full knowing I wanted to be made a mess of. He pulls my head back and with mouth open, tongue out, sweaty and glistening in spit, he nuts directly up my nose. I got shot on my eyelid and was an absolute mess. Now, not being able to breathe, see and hardly speak from all the spit, he breaks out what could be like an old Russian lady accent and was in full gibberish, just having come so hard. I wipe mess off my face and we look at each other after his Russian tone gibberish. We were lying on the floor cracking up. It was hands down the funniest way to start off our relationship. Now, whenever we are grocery store or running errands, he'll do that silly old Russian lady accent and I'll just look over and giggle. It's the absolute best. P.S. I am the kinky hotel sex Christmas work party confession and just heard his confession he wrote about pegging and exploration. So I figured we'd write about how it all begun. Come up the nose and Russian accent gibberish. I hope this makes the listeners want to write in some of their first timers. The sock monkey had me crying. Thanks, bye.
That, I thought that you had mistakenly someone had just written in a hot sex story. I was getting there.
You was getting there on that.
Okay. And that was fucking hot. And then also hilarious. But also, how adorable is that?
I love that.
Like this is how we cement the start of our relationship and we still roll with it.
I love that.
That's wonderful. That was funny and wonderful. The nose, it's like Spider-Man hit all the places he
it's
shouldn't.
so bad in the eye, but you've not shot it up my nose yet. I don't want you to.
I mean, now challenge accepted.
Remember that? My eye, that was just bright red.
Oh, I remember. Didn't we have to go somewhere after that?
Yeah.
Weren't we with my family?
No, I think it was just friends.
Was it?
Thankfully.
Didn't I say to him, sorry about Charles's eye?
Yeah.
I spunked in it.
Yeah.
I remember. Good times.
Good times. Right. So next one. I got my girlfriend one of those high-powered vibrators, like the kind that could probably power a small vehicle. I love them ones.
You do love those ones. The ones that you have to have them plugged into the wall because batteries they're not big enough batteries yet.
Yeah. Being in a same-sex relationship, we tend to make our way through the sex toy list, and a high-powered one wasn't something we had yet. We just had them AA battery bullets and things like it. So we tried it and it was amazing until we went to turn it off and the button was just not working. It was still going full force. We were scrambling, trying to take the batteries out, but soon realised it was rechargeable. The only thing we could do was wait it out. We just had to sit there, sweaty and exhausted, while this thing buzzed on the side table like a possessed wasp for another 45 minutes. We've named it the Devil's Doorbell.
I like how it's still got a place in the relationship.
Yeah.
Well, it's 45 minutes or bust. So that's brilliant.
Love
hey,
that.
Sex toys. You know where you should get yours?
Where?
Pulse and Cocktails. No, there'll be an ad in the middle of this. So don't worry about that. Okay, you got another one?
No.
Oh, right. Okay. Back to me. I'm in charge now.
Back to Luke.
Okay. Would you rather? Yours last week got praise.
Did it?
People praised it.
Really?
Yeah.
What did I do?
I can't remember. I'm so tired.
Fair enough.
It's been a long week.
Oh, it was the video to your Instagram story or your family group chat.
Oh, yeah.
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 I've got a really good one for next week as well, I think.
Okay.
Really good.
I hope that
I'm
I've
excited.
I hope this one's good.
Okay.
Okay, so would you rather every time you have sex, your butthole dilates 5 millimeters, or every time you have sex, your vagina opening shrinks 5 millimeters?
5 mil isn't a lot.
It's not.
And
How many times have we had sex?
Oh, so it's continuously. Oh, like accumulatively.
Accumulatively, exactly.
Right.
And forever.
Oh.
And I'll say you can have surgeries.
Yeah, so I'm going for the vagina.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think it's easier to just put some string inside the butthole and pull it a bit tighter?
Like a hoodie.
Exactly. I was trying to think of an analogy and I couldn't think of one. Nailed it. Fucking, that's why I love you.
So, from others' experience, apparently surgery on your butthole is the worst kind of surgery you can go through. And this is coming from women that have had to have a little stitch up after childbirth. So I would rather take the surgery on my vagina than the third surgery on my butthole.
I guess people get cosmetic surgery on their vaginas.
Yeah.
So you would take the vagina shrinks 5 mil?
Yeah, because it could be fun. Like, you know, getting a little bit tighter and tighter and tighter for you. Whereas if my butthole's like, I'm going to have to wear like diapers during nappies during the day. I always go American on some words and Luke like stares me down.
Kills me. But anyway,
but I'll have to wear like adult nappies during the day. If my butthole is ginormous.
But think about it, 5 mil a time. So you'd have to be like, I don't know, 10 times before you like
start pooping
be
myself.
At risk.
Yeah, I'm taking the vagina all day.
Yeah, but then what happens if the vagina opening, is that smaller? I think in terms of like shrinkage, would it be about 10 times and then it would be unusable for me?
I don't know, I'm taking the vagina. I don't think anything's going to convince me otherwise.
Okay, well, I thought we'd contemplate on that more, but apparently not.
I would ask, what would you do?
Well, you could skin it for a man and say your penis shrinks 5 mil.
Okay, what are you going with?
Butthole. For sure. There's no doubt. Because I can have surgery on my asshole. I can't really have surgery on my dick to re-lengthen it.
No, but I know someone's, I don't know the guy, I know the girl in the relationship. I don't know her, know of her. But anyway. This is a tangent. This is a tangent. But her boyfriend, husband, fiance, whoever he is to her, he gets, so you know how girls get fillers put in their cheeks?
Yeah.
He gets filler in his dick.
Why is this? What?
Yeah. And I was talking to my friend about this and I was like, I don't know them, so I can't ask the questions, but I really want to know, does it like give him length? Does it chode him? Like, how is this working?
But that's not what filler does. Filler just tightens the skin, doesn't it?
No, so that's like Botox, babe.
Oh, right. Okay.
So filler, you know, when you see the girls.
That's Botox, babe.
Botox, babe. You know, you see girls with like the snatched jawlines or the thicker cheeks, or they have it in their chin to elongate it.
I guess, like their lips and stuff.
So that's filler. That's not Botox. Yeah. So, and it's like, it's under the skin, isn't it? So he has it in his dick. And right, get this. If I was to go have filler in my cheeks tomorrow, for example, I might not be a bit off the ball here, but I'd probably be paying between like £500 for that. He pays $5,000 every time he goes and gets it done.
Do you think it's because like they don't want to touch his dick, so they just raise the price really high to get him to not do it, and then he was like, "Yeah, no, that's sound. I'll pay that."
Yeah.
How often does he have to have it done then?
He's had it done a few times. I know that.
A few times?
Yeah.
I'm going to get into that.
Because filler migrates and it dissolves ever so. So you have to keep getting it topped up. But one, where's that migrate into? Two, I have looked online to try and find before and after pictures and I can't find any.
Of course you have. You ever got me for my research. I'm going to ask our friend who does those cosmetic procedures.
Yes. But she's very, you know, to the book and I can't.
Female orientated in terms of doing.
She's never going to agree to this, but.
No, I don't want her to do it to me.
I mean, like even like contemplating a conversation about it, she'll just be like, no.
I don't know. I don't think she.
Okay, have a chat. Let's have a chat with her.
Have we got any people who do cosmetic filler stuffs? Let us know. Do you do dicks?
Well, it's an actual like within a surgery, so like Harley Street kind of
surgery on it.
Yeah, so it's not done by like an anaesthetist that, you know, is in a shop or the ones that we can easily access.
It's got to be skinny. It's got to be thickening it out, surely.
That's what I think. Well, I don't know, because...
People are just hearing how our conversations go during the day. We're just having a full-blown conversation about this. All right, let's wrap this up because people...
Well, actually, I just want to go over one more thing.
Of course you do. I just want to touch on one more thing.
I want to touch on something quickly. No, I've got a little story in the news this week.
Oh, okay, yeah.
People
love that one last week.
Did they?
Yeah, I got a few DMs about that.
Well, this one isn't as sexy.
Okay.
But I thought it was quite interesting and fucking weird.
Okay.
So, doctors recorded a bizarre medical case of a woman who became pregnant after giving oral sex without ever having vaginal intercourse.
The second coming of Christ.
Right? It gets weirder. She went to the hospital with stomach pain, only to be told that she was 9 months pregnant and about to give birth. Medics were stunned to discover that she had a rare birth defect called vaginal asteresia, which means she was born without a vaginal opening, making natural contraception impossible and only possible via IVF. Confused
Conception, not contraception.
Yeah, that's my fault.
Carry on, sorry.
Confused doctors questioned her and uncovered a shocking series of events. 9 months earlier, she had been admitted to the same hospital after being stabbed in the stomach by her ex when he caught her giving oral sex to her new boyfriend. Medics believe the sperm she swallowed travelled through her stab wounds into her reproductive system, leading to the pregnancy. Normally, stomach acid would destroy sperm, but due to malnutrition, her digestive system's acidity was weakened, allowing the sperm to survive and reach her uterus. So there was no way to her deliver her naturally, obviously, so she ended up having a cesarean section to a healthy little baby boy. How fucking wild.
When you said it gets stranger, I was like, okay, I don't think it does, but okay. And that got crazy.
I know.
So she got stabbed.
She got stabbed because she was giving her new fella head.
She can't even have a natural birth. It's not like she was like, no, I'm a virgin, I'm waiting until marriage, but I'll suck your dick.
Yeah.
It was like, no, you just can't get pregnant.
How fucking
Unless
wild.
you swallow some cum and then we'll stab you in the stomach, but don't eat before for like a week. We'll shank you up and then hopefully the sperm makes its way. Why is that not front page of every newspaper?
Well, it kept getting popped up on my phone on my news alert. I don't know why I have
Is
weird
that
news
real?
alerts. Yeah, apparently
What
it's real.
tabloid has written about this? Because I don't know.
I mean, it's as real as the guy getting a nut allergy from his girlfriend farting in his mouth.
Yeah.
But no, it's all over. It's everywhere this last week. So I
I've seen it.
thought I'd bring it up.
All right, well, that's a weird way to end this. That's blown my mind. Okay, thank you so much for listening. Remember, I know you probably want to switch this off, but just strap in a little bit longer. We got socials. And if you go on there, you can be involved in the polls, you can be asking questions, you can do all of the good stuff that interacts with us, and it helps us boost our
Instagram content is getting
good.
Fun.
Yeah, it's getting good.
We have some fun things on our stories every week now, so get involved with that.
Long-term plan in place for interaction with you guys because we love you.
Ironing Out the Kinks, all one word, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
And if you've got a story or a confession or a fantasy or anything, iotk.fun. Get it on there because it's just cool. And we can help you probably, maybe. Yeah,
it's all anonymous. You haven't got to put your name. So you could just give us a little sneaky confession.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And that's it. I've got nothing else. Have you got anything else?
Nada.
Look at you, full of beans. Right. Thank you so much, guys. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.